Thank you all for that. You've got a group of people here who are taking tough votes, voting their conscience, and that's what I expect everyone to do. That's what I pledged to do 2 years ago. That's what I've tried to do up in Congress, and that's what made this country great. And we have to get back to that. And I just want to share, I'm going to share with you the basis for why I'm asking for a convention. There's no rule overall as to which process is better universally at all times. But in this case, there are some specifics that I've made known to everyone, and I have not heard any opposing rational argument from anyone. All I've heard is silence. And so let me lay that out before you, and it applies to anyone who wins the 7th nomination as congressman. It doesn't apply just to me, it applies to anyone. And so the basic overriding logic is fairly simple. We just had new lines drawn. I taught at Randolph-Macon for 20 years, right? In Hanover, I love Hanover, it was like a gut punch to me, right? I've got new counties now that are my legal political lines. And they're great counties, and I look forward to meeting all the people there, right? And so this is a massive change. We do not agree with it. It has to do with Bobby Scott's district, and it has to do with Democrat politics. So everyone in this room is unified on that, right? We were supposed to provide a majority-minority district for African-American votes under the law. We did that. Bobby had about 56% Democrat majority. Then the Democrats got politically shrewd and said, we can win with less than 56%. We can win with perhaps 45%. And so they got smart and put in a court case, and I don't know who all was involved in that because I got 2 kids and a family and got a tough job up there in D.C. right now, right? So I don't have time to go into footnotes on all that. But it's a mess. And that's why the American people right now are in an uproar across the board, right? If you look at the presidential election on the Republican side and on the Democrat side, the same thing. The American people do not think the old system is working at all. That's agreed on by just a massive majority of everyone. So the Democrats have put in place a new process, and they got a special master from California. That's always a good hint as to what's coming your way. And so they put together 2 maps. And Randy Forbes' district was decimated under that plan, and we're all shuffling. I talked to Randy today on the process of what's going on here, and I can get into that in a little bit. But as far as the 7th District Committee goes, we have a United States Supreme Court that may stay that decision. Who knows? They're supposed to do it last week. We were thinking maybe this week. They didn't do it. Maybe next week. We don't know. So we're waiting. They obviously are not concerned with the chaos they've inflicted on the American people in this case. And so what's involved is they may stay the decision. In that case, I run in the old district lines. If they don't, I run in the new district lines. The thing that matters is that going forward, if they stay it or whatever, and the Supreme Court has to take up that case, we don't know when they're going to take up that case. And no one in this room knows that. Bobby Scott, if you want an independent arbiter, right, that's not on one side or the other, these votes in the room are, there's sides, right, in the room, go to a independent arbiter on that. And Bobby Scott will tell you he expects that the Supreme Court takes that up and that we'll have primaries in September. Call him, email him. He told me that on the floor 2 weeks ago. Right? I never lie. Go ask him. Right? And so if that's the case, it doesn't matter who the 7th nominee is. Right? If it's me, if another person wins the 7th convention, primary, whatever we vote on today, that's the case. But that vote, according to Bobby, will be in September. That leaves the Republican nominee with 1 month to get ready to run against a Democrat. That is the key piece of information that applies today. Right? So it's not about me. I don't vote for me. Right? I vote on principle. I ran on the Republican creed. I have a 100% score from the Conservative Review for voting the Republican creed all year, whether I get in trouble or not. And so I just wanted to share with you the principles that are involved. I ran on principles. I intend to always vote on principle. I will never vote for a principle that just is self-interested for my own case. It does not matter who the seventh person is. And I've talked to people on the opposing side who may vote against what I want. And just as a footnote, this is unheard of, right? I won't get into the history of the Hatfield-McCoy thing in Virginia over the past decade or two. Don't need to go there. I've been across the country now with friends in Congress across the country. No one has the drama going on in this room today. As a sitting congressman, everyone's committee votes for what their sitting congressman wants. Not because it's me again, but because 750,000 people made up their minds and they elected me. And that's the will of the American people. That's the principle we have to get back to, right? None of the inside politics, none of the deals. Everybody's making deals. The machine politics right now are being discredited from coast to coast on the Republican side and on the Democrat side. The American people are so fed up, right? If the media says one thing, if the media says 2 + 2 is 4, the American people will vote 2 + 2 = 5, right? They're so disgusted with what's going on with this old machine politics, I cannot tell you what's going on. And some people up in D.C. still don't get it. So I just wanted to share with you, that's the logic. That's why I'm asking for a convention today in this particular case. And I will always give you a rational argument, which I will make in public to everyone. And you can call me and get in touch with my office. And my message never changes. I go through primaries, I go through generals, I go through 9 counties in the city. I say the same thing to every person, and I vote the same way every time. And if you differ with that, you can vote for another candidate. And that's okay, right? But that person will not get 100% conservative review score. So if you want a conservative who follows the Republican creed, that's what I've been trying to do. And if you want that, keep voting for me. If you want someone else with some other priorities, vote for them. I just wanted to lay out in the clearest possible way what's going on. I talked to Randy Forbes, by the way, today. There's all sorts of horse trading going on. I don't do horse trading. I don't make a deal with the American people to get... I don't make a deal to put these people in over here to get this thing over here. Never have, I never will. If you ever hear that's the case, if you ever hear I've done anything unethical, you let me know about it. I talked to Randy Forbes today just to be clear on this, right? There's been some rumors and stuff going around. I talked to Randy. His office, according to Randy Forbes, has not made any phone calls and weighed in on this in any way, shape, or form. This is not a 4th District Committee meeting. This is a 7th District Committee meeting, right? Randy, we don't know where he's going to end up. I hope he wins in the 4th, right? Because we need to maintain that seat. And I've played team ball over and over and over to maintain Republican seats because the Democrats are worse on every single issue and they're worse for the country. Yep. So I just want to make that clear. I hope everyone here votes your conscience. I don't care if you vote for me or against me, vote your conscience and vote what's best for the United States of America. It's not about me. You know the issues I've run on. The 3 pillars are, roughly speaking, the Judeo-Christian tradition, the rule of law, and free markets. Those 3 made this the greatest country on earth in following the democratic process, letting the people speak. That's what put me here. If the people speak against me at any time, that is the right thing. I follow the will of the people, but I want the people to be heard. And so thank you for letting me have a minute. God bless you. God bless the United States. Thank you.